on this week's KSP News Show.
Admin building background revealed, but what does the damn thing actually do? And in another fairly quiet week in KSP News, I'm asking what you guys want to see from the show, and what sort of studio would you want to see? All that and more on this week's KSP News Show.
Reporting live from the Kerbal Space Center, it's your host, Jinli Kerman.
Good morning, evening and afternoon, my fellow Kerbonauts. My name is Jinli Kerman. Welcome to the 10th episode of KSP News. I am so glad that I've managed to make this far. Unfortunately, today we don't have some very popular stories. There hasn't been all that much news this week, but there is something very cool which will involve you guys. But first, let's get straight on with the KSP related story. So yes, our first news story for today is about the new administration building in the Kerbal Space Center. Squad released on their Facebook page the other day this image, and it's basically the background for the UI in the new administration building, and it's obviously a very cool render. It's got all the lighting and stuff like that. I really wish KSP had lighting like that, but unfortunately, you know, memory limits, but I digress. I think it looks very cool, and I've also got another image that they released here of Jebediah going on a bombing run on the new look Kerbal Space Center, because obviously, as you can see in the background there, the Kerbal Space Center is there, and there is a new building there, obviously, which will be the admin building. But a lot of people are confused as to what the admin building actually does, and so I'm going to give you a quick detail about it. I sort of explained it briefly in one of my previous videos, but basically what it is that you go in there and you can choose what sort of space program you want to set up. So if, let's say, you wanted to have loads and loads of science, you could go in there and you could set up an internship program, for example, and that means you get more science points, but you'd have less reputation and it would be harder to earn reputation. Or you could do the opposite and you could go for a very safe space program with a risk of decreased science values. So it gives you loads of different ways to play. You can really tune Kerbal Space Program to your preferred playstyle. Personally, I'm a science whore myself, so I will probably be going for the internship program, but there's loads of other strategies that they haven't actually announced yet, and they will be with the release of 0.25, which, as everyone keeps asking me, I'm not too sure when it is. I'm guessing, seeing as they're usually around 3 months after the last release, I believe it will probably be mid to late October, maybe early November, by the time we get Kerbal Space Program 0.25, but I could be wrong. They may bring it forward, they may bring it back. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the admin building. On to the next story, which you guys should find amazing. So yes, the big epic story that I've been teasing about all this episode. First of all, I'll give you a little bit of backstory. About 7 or 8, in fact probably more like 10 weeks ago now, I started the KSP News Show for the first time. And I thought it would do pretty well, but I didn't think it would do as well as it has done. We have become one of the top sources for KSP News within the YouTube community, and that's just an amazing thing to think about, really. That people actually want to watch these videos and find out about Kerbal Space Program news. And so now we've reached our 10th episode, which is almost as long as my longest ever running series on this channel. I would like to know what you guys would like to see from Kerbal Space Program news. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I released a sketch that I did the other day. I am an awful drawer, so please do not judge. I released a sketch of a concept for a new studio. Thing is though, I'm not too sure if it looks all that great. So what I want you guys to do is design one for me, or at least describe one for me in the comments down below. If you could design a studio using B9, KW Rocketry, any mods in Kerbal Space Program, what would they be and how would it look? Because I want this to be a proper viewer-oriented experience. Anything else you would like to add, like more ticker tape witty punny lines, which I don't know if anyone ever notices them, but they're pretty awesome, I think, even though they might not be very funny. If you wanted to see stuff like that, if you wanted to see me put your tweets or your comments or your top comments in there, then that would be amazing if you'd like that. If you want sports and weather reports, which I'm not quite sure how I'd implement that, but if you can think of a way to implement them, by all means tell me. And yeah, I want to make this dedicated to you guys. I want to make this so that we can have a sort of interaction between each other, so we can make this a rather personalized show for you guys, and so I have a way of giving back to you for all of your amazing support. Speaking of support, before I go, we have 98 subscribers at the time of recording this video. At 100 subscribers, I will be making a How KSP News is Made video, and that will be like a special edition Kerbal Space Program news episode, and it'll probably involve a little bit of me in real life. And so guys, do subscribe because I really want to make this video, and sorry about that mic pop, that just, oh my god. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week's episode. Remember to subscribe for that How KSP News is Made video. I'll probably get on to making it pretty soon. But yeah, remember to like and subscribe for more. This is Jinli Kerman signing off. Stay classy.